Hi. This is not about my house or about a dog. This is about your health. if she will leave me alone. I wanted to pop on here and, get back to doing my lives more soundly and more often throughout the week because I want to be able to share the information and the knowledge that I have with as many people as possible to help you understand sort of what's happening. I know a lot of times women especially, I don't know what the deal is, but women especially, we sort of, when things start happening to our bodies, whether it is our sleep goes crazy or we start gaining weight and the things that we used to do don't work anymore for us to lose weight, or we start seeing, a little pooch around the middle, or, we feel like our body is not our body anymore. And, we all go through this sort of big hormonal adjustment with perimenopause and menopause. So I think that we've just heard enough and been accustomed enough to that we're ready to blame our bodies for giving up on us. And it's been reinforced through traditional medicine that that's just menopause, or that's just aging, or yep, it happens to all of us at some point. Well, it doesn't have to. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to. A lot of times your body is crying for help. And let me just preface, let me start this whole thing by saying that our bodies are wonderfully and divinely designed by our Creator. And a lot of times the issues that we start facing with perimenopause, menopause, or even a little before that, the issues that we start having where our body stops responding the way that it was, or where it seems like this came out of nowhere, or maybe everything that I've tried hasn't worked and we're thinking that our body, there's something wrong. Many times that is your body actually doing everything that it can in its power to protect you. Like things like downshifting your metabolism in order that you don't burn through more of the minerals that you're already depleted in, or because you have so much inflammation that's building up from metabolism that isn't running as smoothly as it should. Your body is gonna intervene and slow down that metabolism so that you don't produce more of this byproduct that you have from this metabolism that isn't running as well, or that your detox systems kind of get overwhelmed and your body's going to slow down your metabolism because your detox isn't already keeping up with that. And so that's information. I want to reframe it in your mind that your body isn't failing you. Your body's actually protecting you. Your body's working exactly as God designed it, and it's actually protecting you from further issues down the road. But you can't, and the other thing that the other concept that I want to put out there is that, in the US, a lot of times we actually, feel like we can force our body to do what we want it to do. Like we can give it a medication that shuts off the body's cry for help. We can force it to do what it's trying to protect us from, that we can force it to do that. And that just isn't how it works. Yes, we can shut off those symptoms that we have. We can, sort of put a Band-Aid on those symptoms, but that doesn't mean that we've fixed that original problem. That original problem is still in the background. And eventually that's why, you put one medication on top of the problem, and you eventually have to go up on the dose and up on the dose and then add a second medication, because you can't shut off what the body's trying to protect you from forever. I mean, there's, God that designed us this well also designed fail safe. Like he designed this loop that it's going to come back around, and you're just not going to be able to shut off that message forever. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is this idea that we can actually force our body to do what it knows that it shouldn't be doing for us. And that comes in the form of, if you're trying to get at your stubborn weight that won't budge by controlling your nutrition, that isn't wrong. Okay, that isn't wrong, because nutrition is the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about, and it is something that we're going to address every time that we talk, if you're a client of mine, because you cannot get healthy and ignore your nutrition. It's just, it's impossible. You're not going to be able to do that. So, if you are trying to force your body to do something that it doesn't want to do because it's trying to protect you, and you're trying to control your nutrition in a way that limits it or restricts it, or, controls calories, or any of that kind of stuff, sometimes you are actually causing a worse issue. Because your body has to trust you. It has to trust that it's going to get the nutrition that it needs. It's going to get the calories that it needs. So many people have just done calorie restriction, and it is not about calories in, calories out, especially in this, perimenopause, menopause time frame. Because one of the things that happens when our estrogen drops is that our cortisol tends to be our main hormone that gets put out on a regular basis. And it gets a bad rap, but it's actually our life-preserving hormone. And it too is trying to save us. It's trying to step in and cause us to have enough blood sugar so that we can produce energy when our blood sugar and our energy production is down. But in doing that, it can also lead to things like insulin resistance, higher blood sugars, inflammation. Like, there's a lot of other things that can be a byproduct when cortisol is actually trying to step in and save you. So this idea that you can just calorie restrict down to force your body to lose weight in this perimenopause, menopause time frame just does not work, because what it does is it stimulates cortisol, and cortisol is going to release that loosely stored, it just, it changes just a few things, and it's able to store that glucose in the form of glycogen in our liver and also in our muscles, so that it can be brought back around and released back into the bloodstream when you need that quick energy in order to get your blood sugar up, or in order for your cells to make some energy. And the problem with that is that cortisol has a lot of byproducts, and it has a lot of other issues that it does. Yes, it's getting your blood sugar up as an emergency, but it's also leading to, if your metabolism isn't working well, it's also leading to a lot of byproducts from burning glucose in the cell. Glucose is not our preferred energy fuel in our cell. Fat actually is, and with the fact that we have such easily, readily sources of glucose available, because we snack all the time, or we eat the standard American diet, or we have processed foods, or there's just so many hidden carbs and that sort of thing that's in that type of diet, that our body never really gets to relearn how to burn fat. So forcing yourself into these long periods of fasting, or restricting your calories down actually backfires, and it causes your body to shut down your metabolism, to go into energy conservation mode so that you're burning the minimum amount of calories in order to stay alive. Your cortisol levels are up, your inflammatory marker levels are still up, and you still don't have the energy that you need, and you're still not burning fat. So I'm not saying that calorie restriction doesn't work. It does, but you have to do it in a smart way. You can't restrict, just one whole food group or one whole, macro or that sort of thing. And you can't restrict your calories over a long period of time, because your body's just going to shut down. Your body's going to protect you from dying. Like, essentially, it's going to protect you from dying. And when cortisol has to step in and rescue you all the time, that is a dysfunctional metabolism in and of itself. And you are going to continue to have inflammation. You are going to continue to have poor cellular function. You're going to continue to have a damaged thyroid, a damaged mitochondria that doesn't work effectively. Your gut isn't going to be healthy. So all of those things have to, come into play in order for you to actually burn the fuel that you need to burn and to create the energy that you need to create in your cells. So I want you to respect the fact that your body knows how to heal itself. And a lot of times it's us getting out of the way and trying to stop forcing our body to do something that it is not doing because it's trying to protect us. So, if you have any specific questions about things that you would like to have answers to, I'm happy to address it in these, in these lives that I do that are going to be coming on a more regular basis. Just reach out to me. You can always post a question below here, and I will get your questions answered. I also want you to be on a lookout tonight, because at 5:30 I'm going to go live in my Facebook group with my health coach. And we're going to be talking about some of the things that we see most commonly, some of the most common questions that we get answered, just leaving you with some information. And this might be something that we do on a regular basis as well. This is something that, people who are my clients actually have access to on a weekly basis. And I just want people to, I want to demystify what functional medicine is, because I think people functional medicine practitioners all do it a little bit differently. I think that it's, people are understanding more and more that traditional medicine is great for emergency care and not so great for managing or reversing chronic conditions. And I just want to demystify. I want you to understand what functional medicine is, what it isn't, and kind of how it works. Because I just think that you have access to it through me, and I want you to know, what those options are out there. So 5:30 tonight, I'm going to be going live with Emily. So be on the lookout for that. If you're not part of my Facebook group, just let me know and I will send you an invite.